All right, Hunter McIntyre. So you want to go to the 2019 CrossFit Games, and you set up a petition to allow fans, supporters, athletes, anybody to sign their name saying that they want you to receive one of the wildcard spots for the CrossFit Games. So why do you want to go to the CrossFit Games to compete?
So I've been competing professionally in sports since 2012. You know, in the middle of my career, I got a call from a television show called Boundless, and they said, "Hey Hunter, do you want to, come travel the world with us for a year and come race in the hardest ultra marathons all around the world?" You know, I was in a budding career, making good money, sponsored by Reebok, enjoying myself, and I left because I wanted to take on the challenge. You know, the 2 years earlier, I had taken third in the world. The year before that, I was a short course world champion. So, I had a lot of things going for myself. Went, experienced it, and then went back to my career. And then since then, just went on an upward trajectory. Since then, I've won 5 world titles.
Okay.
And I've done a lot in obstacle course racing. I absolutely love it. I think it's an incredible sport. It's dynamic. It's you travel the world to the greatest locations, and then you set up a course and you challenge yourself around international athletes. It's incredible. All different walks of life. And during this entire endeavor, I've always done CrossFit. But, CrossFit Games versus my version of CrossFit is probably totally different things.
Right.
So if you imagine, I have a couple kettlebells, I have a pull-up bar, I have a sled,
Sure.
I have a barbell. I make my own workouts.
So constantly very functional movement performed at high intensity.
So I imagine the way Greg Glassman originally designed CrossFit is the way that I do it. Hey, we're going to try something like Jackie. Pretty much straightforward movements. Everyone can row. Everyone can function with a barbell thruster that's empty, and everyone can do pull-ups.
Okay.
May the best man or woman win.
Okay, so you could, essentially experience some of the similar aspects by doing what you're doing right now, which is going and visiting a lot of these different professional CrossFit Games athletes and doing workouts just like them.
Exactly.
So why the CrossFit Games though?
Well, let me explain. So the reason I all of a sudden wanted to go to the CrossFit Games is it's always been there. I said, listen, I can take this avenue. I can take a totally different turn in my life. I'm almost 30 years old and I can jump ship right now, and if I start rowing as hard as I can towards the other beach,
Sure.
in the next couple of years, I could be as good as these CrossFit Games athletes. I know I've got the talent, I've got the strength, I've got the capacity, I've got the tenacity, I'm focused. A real true champion athlete, I think, can walk in different directions and pretty much nail the spot if they want to.
Right.
I really think most Olympians, if they wanted to, in track and field, could switch over to this sport and really focus on it. And that's the same thing I'm trying to do now.
So essentially you want to prove that, sort of a multi-sport, non-CrossFit specific athlete can go to the CrossFit Games and can make a serious run as a competitor and not just get dead last.
Yeah, I'm not an idiot. I'm not a CrossFit Games champion in this shape right now. But at the same time, a wild card presents an amazing opportunity. Greg Glassman suggests that he thinks that this sport is the definite most, the fittest athlete on earth.
It creates the pinnacle athlete.
Totally cool. If you suggest that, then let us in. At our sport, I've had people like Jacob Hepner, who he and I have created a great friendship now. He trusts me enough to come over here, not get in the way of his training. I think you have to really trust
Patrick
somebody.
Vellner's competed.
Patrick Vellner's competed against me, Dakota Rager. I've had Jordan Troyan. A lot of these guys have come over. Tommy Hackenbrook and I have worked extensively together. They've all come out, and all of them have competed against me. I've beaten them all. And am I going to say I'm the better athlete? No. I beat them on that day in that event.
Sure.
And a lot of people, when I beat these guys at the TMX World Championships last year for Tough Mudder, I beat them. I respectfully shook their hands. I was like, hey, great day. And then I get all this flack on social media, so what? That's a stupid Tough Mudder. You can't beat them at what they do. I'm like, I can't even get respect in winning a world title. So what? Do I walk home and think that, I deserve to say that I could beat them in everything? No. So I take the opportunity. Greg's created an opportunity. I'm there standing.
And you think you're the guy for it?
Who else do you suggest? I stand right now. I think just name 2 people Who you think can go to the CrossFit?
You know, to be fair, I'm a CrossFit Games specialist, and I don't really follow and track a lot of the other sports, so I don't think I could put forth a name. But I know you pretty well, and I know your record, and I know how well you've done. And I've been watching you compete, you know, with a lot of these other athletes and travel to these other venues and such.
Yeah.
You're a bit of a boisterous athlete. You like to talk a big game. You also like to back it up in your own sport. Do you really think that you can go to the CrossFit Games and make an impact as an athlete? You know, you're being realistic and you're not suggesting that you're going to beat Matt Frazier for the title of the fittest on earth. But do you really think that you can break into the upper echelons in some of these overall, not just in sports specific events where it favors you, like endurance or capacity based events, but you know, when it involves a barbell or more of a classic CrossFit movement? Do you think at the end of the day, if you get an invite, that you can break some of the upper echelons at the CrossFit Games?
So I've done the math. I take out a calculator. Most CrossFit Games are like 12 to 14 workouts.
Yep.
Okay, so if you look at them, you know, whatever it's called, like PostWad posted this big picture where it showed predominantly the amount of workouts that are in there. The most workouts that have ever been put in are running bias.
Yeah.
Okay? If you go from there, then it goes down the ladder, and like, you know, the thing that I suck out most is weightlifting. It's not the most focused thing. It's, if you have, let's just even it out, put 12 workouts in there so we can really have a descriptive thing. About 30% of these things are over 20 minutes. And that's my specialty.
Okay.
Whether it's Murph, marathon row, run, swim, run, bike, jump over things, run in the trails.
Obstacle course race.
Obstacle course
Clearly.
races they've had 2 years in a row.
Yep.
Do I think that they're going to put an obstacle course race in the third year on an invite for somebody who's a professional obstacle course racer? Probably not. But I don't go in there with my fingers crossed begging for that opportunity. I go in there prepared knowing that, you know, if they invite me, they could just be like, hey guys, every single workout's a weightlifting workout. If that comes up, sure, I'm not going to be top of the
Going to be a tough year.
But if you look at the way they historically designed the CrossFit Games, last year alone, look at this, marathon row, crit, obstacle course, run, swim, paddle, something.
Yeah.
Okay, and then some bike, run, and rope pull drag.
And Rescue Randy, which was dragging a cadaver, rope climb. Oh, that was, excuse me, that was Rescue Randy.
That's 5 workouts right there that I could come top 3 in.
Okay.
Guaranteed. You know what? I don't like sit here and be like, oh, wait a second, I'm going to struggle so much. Like, those are all things I know I'm going to crush people in. If you look at it and I came top 3, I think even third place is 90 points, or is it 92 points?
88, I believe.
88 points. Okay, so you add that up, that's 440 points.
Something like that.
440 points, okay? That's 5 workouts. So now I have 7 more workouts. If I even came, let's say, 20th place in
40 points.
Okay, 20th place in 3 of the workouts. So now we're up to 120. What's that?
120 plus, first place.
Yes.
Math is not our strong suit here.
I'm continuing to form my sentences, but you're gonna see me creep up, and like, you know, third place at the games last year, I think was like 700 points.
Sure. Okay.
Okay, so you see me creeping up towards that direction. Would I love to be on the podium in a sport? Yeah, that's what I always aim for. That's what I've done my entire career. I've only raced off the podium like 6 times in my career in obstacle course racing. I don't mind getting my ass beat. I love challenges. I think this is a great opportunity for myself to reassess who I am as a person, define myself as a person, and reinvigorate my career. Because like, I've been doing this obstacle course racing for 8 seasons now. I need more purpose in life.
Yeah.
I know I'm not saving lives. I'm not curing cancer. You know what I mean? Like, I need to challenge myself and make sure that when I leave this career behind as an athlete, that I've tested all boundaries.
Got it.
And I think CrossFit, like, you know, is an incredible sport. Do I think CrossFit in the open and the regionals is that exciting? No. Like, I've never dreamed of being a CrossFit athlete. Do I think the CrossFit Games is probably one of the greatest athletic events in the entire world? Yes. Am I entirely excited about that? Am I a fan?
Yeah.
Yeah, incredible.
Oh, we both agree on that.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And I think it's awesome. Like, you know, that's how I found somebody like Jacob Heppner, because like, you see somebody like that just defy all the odds of what a human can do.
Right.
I think if you took the top 10 CrossFitters in the world right now and you asked them to all of a sudden show up at one of our world championships and come even in top 50,
right,
no one's going to do it. Just not going to happen. You can bring them. I mean, TMX is basically a CrossFit event. Like, you know, I think you could talk to most CrossFit athletes who showed up there. You know, it's it was very biased towards that.
I'm sure that the networks would really enjoy to watch that actually happen, and it would be pretty fun to.
I will, if you think you can do it, I'll sponsor anybody to do it, and
Okay.
then I'll give you a bonus prize.
Fair
But
enough.
here's the reality. Show up to Spartan Race World Championships. It's 8 to 10,000 feet in the sky, 15 miles, 40 obstacles, 7,000 feet of climbing. Go for it. I dare you. Show up to the 15K, which is even shorter, but there was 100 obstacles in it last year. Okay? Go for it. I dare you. Show up to even the 3K, and there's like 40 obstacles in it. I dare you. Like, I just don't see any of those guys doing it. I also don't see those guys putting in the training that it takes to be like that. I run 100-mile weeks. I put in 100-mile bike weeks. I'm also clearing 20,000 feet of climbing on both the bike and the run, and I'm in the gym for hours a week.
Yeah.
That's what it takes. Like, I would love to take Jacob over to my house in Malibu and just run him like that for a whole week.
I don't think Jacob wants to go to your house and run all week.
But I'm willing to cross the line into their world,
Okay.
and I'm willing to train and put my name on the line and put my career on the line and fight them. I love how people are coming onto my page, top CrossFitters, and just tearing me to pieces. They're scared. I don't give a damn. Like, I think it's embarrassing that somebody like Brent Fikowski gets beat by girls in his run. No athlete in any professional career will ever get beat by a female in the same division. I don't think females are not impressive athletes. It's just the reality of sport. And he comes on my page. He likes to poke at me.
Yeah.
Margot Alvarez. I can't wait. I think about her during every single workout. You know, you can put this on your blog. And I have a list of names of people that I think about. It's in my gym. They're all there, and they've all talked trash about me, but I'm coming.
All right. So let's pivot there just for a second. So you're here in Kansas, and you're here with Jacob Heppner. You're training hard. You're learning a lot of new things too, I assume, along the way. You've got a couple of really solid athletes that are working with you, and you're going on to work with Rich Froning or
I'll just say I'm going down to Tennessee.
You're going down to Tennessee. You're going down to Cookeville, Tennessee next week.
Yep.
And so what have you learned so far? Like as you pivoted a little bit of your training towards CrossFit bias, what have you been learning, and what are some of the weaknesses you have to work on in order to be a better CrossFit athlete?
I'll admit CrossFit is just such a dispersed sport in skill, strength, dexterity, capacity. It's impossible to know in a week what I have to do to even come close. Like, every single time I work with another athlete, I recognize my weaknesses. Since I've been here with Jacob, we've been upside down for like 2 hours, meaning handstand push-ups, handstand walks.
More handstand push-ups.
Yeah, going over obstacles, under whatever. It's incredible. And each one of these athletes really hammers one skill more than the other ones. It's very interesting. And, you know, that's why certain people are going to lunge forward in certain wads other than others. Like, you know, other than the rest. It's pretty incredible, like, how everyone's so dynamic. I understand that I'm weak in comparison to these guys. Sure, am I starting to learn that flow and that positioning?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, I've got a great raw deadlift, but does it translate into a great squat, clean, and jerk? No, it's awful. I feel terrible all the time. I feel like I'm practicing
a little bit of a fish out of water.
I'm practicing 3-pointers. I'm practicing my golf swing. I'm practicing my putt. Like, you know, all these things that are super skill based in sport. I'm sitting there on a daily basis just racking my brain. And when it comes to high level gymnastics and high level lifting, I'm just not there. Am I starting to, you know, kind of even touch the surface of what it takes to get into those wads? Yes, I'm feeling more comfortable every single time. But I think the reality is it's going to be a game of chess if I make it. Like, you're going to have to toss away your pawns on some workouts, and just there's a likelihood if I get up to one of these crazy heavy ladders that I'm just going to touch the barbell, hit maybe the first weight, and then just put my hands up and wait for the time to go off.
Okay. All right. Well, we're got to wrap things up. So we're going to be following your journey a little bit over the next couple months. If you had to say anything to Greg Glassman, who is probably the ultimate arbiter on who gets one of these invites or not, what would you tell him?
Greg, I think you've built an incredible industry, and I think you've built something that has allowed the entire world to test themselves in their homes and gyms across the world, create an awesome community, and I think you've also created a sport that's made the whole world in awe. But what you've done is you've basically created a closed pyramid that only allows a very select few people to fit into. And if you truly think that this incredible sport that you've designed creates the fittest athletes on earth, you need to bring in other people to challenge that title. And if you really want to sit there and wear that crown all the time, let me in.
All right.
And I'm either going to punk you or you're going to punk me.
All right, well, we'll be watching closely. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
Good luck.